2016.
Welcome back to Schlocktoberfest here on World Class Bullshitters. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the last standing Samoan, Nick Udom.
I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking zombies and this motherfucking apocalypse.
Aren't we all, dude? And I think it's time to eradicate those motherfuckers. Let's vote Trump 2016, and he'll make America zombie-free again.
Here's hoping.
So if you can't tell by that witty intro that we just wrote off the top of our heads, today's episode of Schlocktoberfest is about zombies. More in particular, the best zombie films of all time, a top 5 list. So Nick and I have a list. We're going to discuss said list, and we hope you enjoy. And as always, if you agree with it, give us a thumbs up. If you disagree, tell us what you think in the comments section. This is World Class Bullshitters. We're open for discussion. So, Nick, what is number 5 on this list, sir?
Number 5 for me is Land of the Dead.
The one zombie movie I hate that everyone else loves.
Have you seen Survival or Diary?
I've seen Diary of the Dead. I actually like it more than I liked Land of the Dead.
Okay. Yeah, I was happy to finally have a zombie movie that came out in theaters I could go watch and pay money for. I don't know why that seemed like a good idea at the time. I guess because it was in 2005 and I was out of high school. So, like, I don't know, whatever. But I enjoyed the shit out of it. I loved it. I thought it was done really well. The characters were awesome. Even the zombies themselves, they had their own characters, and I love them too.
I just don't love this movie. I thought it was terrible. Dustin and I rented it back when we were in college, and we had watched maybe 4 or 5 other zombie movies, and then that one, and we both were like, this sucks. I think Romero is trying... I don't like Romero's social commentary. I don't enjoy it ever.
Yeah, I'm not... I understand what he's doing. I get it, but it's not like, don't need to do that these days. Just make a zombie movie, man. Just make a zombie movie. And I feel like, another thing is, I feel like with this one, this being a studio movie and studio money, he had to abide by certain rules and certain things that he could do and couldn't do, as opposed to like doing one on his own that he can do by himself and just go nuts with.
Well, I guess I could understand that. But I still, if I'm going to make a list of my least favorite zombie movies, this would be on there along with Zombievers.
Oh, fucking Zombievers. So what's your number 5?
I'm going to probably have to go with the original Night of the Living Dead, because I like that movie quite a bit, but there are other zombie movies I enjoy more. It's an iconic classic. Everyone needs to watch it. And the best part is it's in public domain, so you can watch it for free anywhere.
Yeah.
So you don't have an excuse.
Oh, no, I think like every VOD thing has it. I know Netflix does. There's even a full HD version of it on YouTube that I'm looking at right now. So, you can watch it. You have no excuse not to watch it. And if you are a zombie fan, or you say you're a zombie fan just because you're watching the fucking Walking Dead, watch this movie first.
Yeah, you'll see where everything comes from.
Yeah, where your whole zombie love comes from, and where zombies come from in general is this movie. This is where the modern zombie came from, pretty much.
I'm sorry, there's no Daryl Dixon, but whatever.
Well, there's a black guy, so that's fine.
Dwayne
Jones. Yeah, he is your Daryl Dixon.
Not to be mistaken with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Could you imagine The Rock laying the smackdown on some zombies?
Actually, honestly, I would love to see that. Like, he's run out of ammo, doesn't have a big enough knife, has to fucking like just go balls deep and just like start fist fighting zombies. Like, I would love to see that. Just like a ring of them closing on him slowly, just goes ape shit and pulls it out and just kills them all.
The Rock is gonna lay the smackdown on your Rudy Poo dead ass. And real quick, for the record, I have seen Survival of the Dead. It was terrible.
Yeah.
The girl that looks like Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah.
But it's not Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't get Zooey Deschanel because she's too expensive.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't pay anything to have her in a movie.
Very true. Very true.
Sorry, Zoe Deschanel. I know you're a fan of world class bullshitters, but
Yeah.
unless you're gonna,
We get your tweets and your messages and your emails. We love you, but just kind of quit tweeting and messaging and stalking us. It's getting kind of weird now.
unless you're gonna give me a guest spot on New Girl and you're gonna let Nick, direct and produce an episode, we can't really work anything out. Unless you want to be on our movie and work for food. My mom's an excellent cook.
Yeah, she is. She's amazing.
So Nick, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is kind of out of left field. It's called Dead and Breakfast.
Okay.
Now, this is one of the first movies that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was ever in. He plays the sheriff in this town where there are zombies. These kids have gone to stay the night, and he's really funny, and he's really just kind of like the dumb sheriff of a small town, and he plays it really well.
I will give that a view.
Yeah,
I like Javier Bardem Morgan.
I mean, you have David Carradine, you've got his daughter Ever Carradine. You got the whole Carradine clan in this movie. It's weird. It came out in 2004. It's an independent movie. I'm pretty sure Amazon has it for sale and probably for Prime viewing. I recommend watching it. There's even I think I even downloaded the soundtrack for this because I really liked it. There are a few musical breaks, and there's even like a thriller thing that goes on that I really enjoy and love. But yeah, it's definitely a good movie. I would definitely recommend watching it, at least giving it one watch.
Well, I kind of want to see it now.
Yeah, it is definitely a really good movie. What is your number 4, sir?
My number 4 is Zombieland. I saw this movie.
Oh my god, I love Zombieland.
I saw this in an advanced screening before it ever came out. God, back in 2009. Fuck, that's a long time ago. Anyway, I was up at Michigan State, and we used to get movies maybe once every 2 or 3 months that you could go see that weren't coming out yet in theaters, and this was one.
Wait, hold on. Were they test screenings where they would like make you answer stuff afterwards? Was it that kind of thing?
No, it would be like a month or 2 before it came out in theaters, so it was far enough in advance that you wanted to go, but it wasn't like where we had impact on the film.
Okay.
I would love to be in a test screening. I did go see Ghost Rider, and the execs from Fox were, not execs, but like people from Fox were there, and they asked Joel and I to fill out a questionnaire for them. I felt really important.
That's awesome.
But anyway, back to Zombieland. I remember I went to see it. Dion was working security, oddly enough, that day. And it was my old girlfriend and my friend Spencer, and we went to see it. And I loved it. It's like, that movie is balls to the wall insanity. It's fun. It's funny. It's got a great cast. My problem with a lot of zombie movies and horror in general is they're made on such a low budget. And low budget doesn't mean low quality per se, but a lot of times it's bad actors and they use these shitty effects to try to fill in the space for a bad story. Like, look, a good story costs you nothing. Halloween was made for very little money and had an excellent story,
Correct.
And that's why it's, part of history. Half of these zombie movies are fucking retarded, like Zombievers and just dumb shit like that that gets made. But the Zombieland, you had a huge budget, you had A-list celebrities, you had top-of-the-line effects, you had Bill fucking Murray. It's scary, it's funny, I don't know what else to say besides go watch the fucking movie.
It's just so good. It's just like, even I love the end scene in the amusement park so much. The whole fight scene, like even Woody Harrelson, where he's like just stuck in that I don't know what it was. It was like a popcorn like stand or something. I forget exactly what he's in, but he's just like doing all these little like motions and moves and killing the zombies with whatever guns he's got. Like, it's amazing. I love that movie so much.
I was so worried he was gonna die the first time I saw it. Because you found out about his son and all this shit, and I'm like, oh man, he's gonna go out in a blaze of glory.
Because he might have said, he's that older character who might sacrifice himself. Like, he's that guy. So,
well, thankfully he survived and it kept the level of fun for this movie.
Yeah, and I mean, apparently people really love this movie. They've been trying to make more of this, or a sequel to this or something. I know Amazon put out pilots for shows a while ago, and they had the pilot for this that came out in 2013, and the pilot was shit.
I saw
The
it.
pilot was absolute shit. Even though it was written by the guy who wrote Tucker and Dale, it was absolute shit. I honestly
Well, I
think
mean, they can't all be winners.
I honestly think it was the acting, because like they had people who looked like the characters but didn't act like the characters, and I think that's what really just like didn't do it justice. I know they're still trying to work on part 2 and try to get that going. I mean, I really would like a part 2, but I mean it's been a while now, and I don't know how long has it been.
It's been
7 years. Yeah, it's closing in on 10. So I mean, they got to do it real soon, and I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know what the premise is gonna be at all. I really don't.
It's over. I like it the way it is. Sometimes sequels are great. Sometimes, like this, sequels don't need to be made.
True. I agree with you on that.
So, Nick, what is number 3 on your
Number
list?
3 is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite zombie-esque movies, I should say, that I can watch endlessly. It is Shaun of the Dead.
That's funny. That's my number 3 as well.
Aw. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead, when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, a British comedy zombie movie? Fuck it, I'm there. Where do I pre-order tickets? Where's it gonna happen at? I need to know right now. Like I was there and I loved it. I watched it. I waited incessantly for it to come out on DVD and Blu-ray and whatever other format it came out on, so I could watch it forever. I mean, I've watched the behind the scenes, the commentaries, the featurettes, everything on this movie. I love it.
I'm the same way. It's one of my favorite overall movies. I didn't catch it until it came out on DVD, but I rented it from a Hollywood Video and then I bought it. It's the only DVD I bought twice because I watched it so much it fucking destroyed the disc.
Oh, that's how you know you love a movie, when you destroy the media that it's on.
Seriously, I used to be able to quote lines from that movie all the time. I used to want to go out with my cell phone and make my own version of Shaun of the Dead. I can't get enough of that movie.
Yeah, it's so well done and well put together. One of my favorite parts is the TV where he flips through the channels and they all line up really well. It's so good. I don't know why I love that scene, but it fits so well.
I'm trying to think my favorite scene. I really like the opening credits.
Yeah.
With that weird ass music.
Yeah.
And I also really like when they're doing the hip hop thing. You want to dance?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
The thing about that show is the cast is amazing.
Oh, definitely.
What's his name? Fucking Simon Pegg. He's great. Nick Frost is great. You have the guy that was in the show called Black Books. He plays David, the Harry Potter looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
A lot of people from the show Spaced are on that, or in that movie. And that's great. And did you know Pete, their shitty roommate that hates Ed, that's the voice of Darth Maul.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
Peter Safranowicz or something like that. He's really fucking funny.
Yeah, Peter Safranowicz. Yeah. Oh no, I love that guy. He's amazing. He's amazing.
Well, we both agree that our third favorite zombie movie is Shaun of the Dead. Let's hear what your second favorite is.
My second favorite is I think it's your fifth one. It's Night of the Living Dead.
Okay. Now, this is the Tom Savini in color version starring Tony Todd, correct?
No, this
the superior one?
No, this is the 1968 black and white. Took 18 months to do. Still haven't made any fucking money on it because it's public domain. Movie that George Romero made.
Oh, so the good one.
Yeah, the good one. The one that was blood, sweat, and tears. He still got fucked over on it.
I like this movie. I know I discussed it earlier. It's very tame by today's comparisons.
Oh,
I think it's a good
it is
gateway horror film.
No, it is super tame. But once again, if you are sorry, this is not. Damn it, I keep looking at my list the wrong way. Sorry, number 2. That's number 1. Number 2 is Dawn of the Dead. Sorry.
Well, that's my number 2, so let's talk about Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, sorry. I made a list and then I numbered them the way I wanted them, and it's weird. Anyways, yeah, number 2 for me, and number 2 for you, Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
Oh, I mean 2004 here.
Oh well, fuck you, and we can't be friends anymore.
All right, well that ends World Class
Yeah,
Bullshitters.
good night. Yeah, I love the old one because it's old. The effects aren't that good. The zombie kills are I mean some of them are good and some of them are okay. The blood's too red. The zombies look blue and sickly. Not really dead, but just blue and sickly. I love the whole mall aspect in the 70s where it's just like not just clothes but like guns, and there's a cool restaurant here and all this other shit's going on as well. And just them surviving in that mall in that era, I think was like really interesting to watch.
It is. I love this movie. I like the '04 version just slightly more because I like the characters.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the lady in this one, Galen Ross, is absolutely useless. And
Oh,
it's her own fault too, because she didn't want to be a damsel. She was like, oh, I'm going to be a strong woman. Well, you just come off as really hollow. Like you don't do much. You just kind of look blankly around. And I think she sucks.
So what is it, Sarah Polley?
Yeah, and the new one.
Yeah, I didn't like. I cared more for Michael Jake Weber than anything else. Like I love that guy. You know.
Is that the hillbilly?
No, he's the really like nice, calm down like dad, I guess.
Oh, I like him too. See, the thing is, I actually like these characters. The only character in the original Dawn of the Dead that I like is what's the white guy's name? That's the cop, the blonde dude.
Oh,
like David or something, or Dan, one of those names. I like that character. I don't care about Ken Foree that much. I don't care about the nerdy helicopter pilot that gets her pregnant. And I don't care about her. I don't care about any of the main principal cast besides that cop.
I think his name is Scott Ringer?
Well, that's the actor's name, but I don't know.
Oh, sorry, Roger.
Roger, okay. Roger's my favorite character. But when you get to the '04 version, I care about everybody. Well, almost everybody. I don't care about... I like the pregnant lady having the birth of the baby that's a zombie. I hate Mekhi Phifer because it's Mekhi Phifer. I like, you said, the nice dad guy. I even like the fucking gun guy across the street with the signs. Like, this is the only thing I consider Zack Snyder doing that's good.
Yeah, as much as you bitch about Zack Snyder, this is the one movie you like of his that's a fucking remake.
Yeah. I think he took the toys and he made a really fun thing with it. Like I said, I'm not going to ever shit on the Romero one. I like it a lot. I need to own it. And it's got some great stuff, but it's a very slow plotting film, and that's fine. I don't need running zombies. But there's a lot of stuff that, if I was going to edit this movie, I would cut out some of it.
Yeah.
And I hate, in the movie, to me, the pacing's shitty at the end. Like, all of a sudden, the bikers come in, tear up the place, they got to escape. I don't like it.
Yeah, that was a little weird to me as well. I didn't understand that because I mean they kept quiet and I guess no I think the biker spotted the helicopter on the roof and that's what really got them to like start to come over and start shit.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I liked how they were like comfortable and then all of a sudden these bikers come in. It felt like a different movie.
Yeah, it was really weird. I mean, I still like it. There are of course a few things in there that are I don't like, but overall it's a good movie and I love it to death. Also, can I say that this is the start of Ving Rhames zombie movies that he did for a while?
I thought they were all sequels to each other, honestly.
I think. Oh, well, I think you're right because I want to say that he did I want to say he did a lot of zombie movies or just a lot of like weird stuff after this.
Well, he did Piranha.
He did Piranha.
3 Double D.
He did Piranha 1 and then Piranha 3 Double D. Yeah.
That was the worst movie I've
And
ever
I think he did a zombie movie with fucking Nick Cannon as well.
Fuck Nick Cannon.
It was like Day of the Dead or something. Like he did that too. Yeah, Day of the Dead. Yeah, he did Day of the Dead with Nick Cannon. And that was a straight to DVD movie and it was shit.
Most straight-to-DVD movies are.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, and he gets eaten, and he has to crawl through the vents as a zombie, and it's just weird, but whatever. Yeah.
The Romero legacy is strong. If you're gonna get seriously into zombie movies, you need to watch all the Romero films. You need to start with start with Night of the Living Dead, move on to Dawn of the Dead, watch Day of the Dead, and then watch Land and Diary and What's the other one?
Survival. No, this
Survival.
diary. I think it goes land, diary, um, survival. I don't know. I need to figure it out.
What you need to do is you just need to watch it. And by the way, that Day of the Dead remake from 2008 has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 14.
Jeez.
The original has a score of 82. So, Nick, it is now time to discuss your number one favorite number one favorite zombie movie. What is it?
It's Night of the Living Dead, the original 1968 version.
Oh, okay. Very tame, very classic.
Yeah, because that's the start of it all, and I've seen it a lot, and I still love it. I love the black and white version. It's and even the way that they explain the zombies is really simple. It was like a space probe that had gone to, I think, Venus, and then exploded over the atmosphere and caused radiation to rain down and the dead to rise. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good enough for me. I'm fine with that.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. So I mean, yeah, and there's not a lot of action. I mean, even the makeup's okay, but it's like the first one ever. It's very iconic, very, and even Romero, like, I think the original name of this was Night of the Flesh Eaters, and because paperwork had gotten mixed up or something, he never made a dime off this movie. That's why it's in public domain.
What a terrible thing to fuck up.
Yeah, because imagine the crazy like double and triple dipping could have done, like with 4K and with Blu-ray and DVD, and then like double this DVD and like all the featurettes and all the crazy shit he could have done with that. It would have been insane.
Well, it'll never happen.
Nope.
Thanks to some fucking oversight, which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Well, my number one is a film that I've just recently come into contact with, but it blew my fucking mind, and that is Return of the Living Dead. Seriously, I hadn't watched it until I bought it the other day, and this movie was fucking phenomenal. It was funny, it was gory, it was so over the top that I had to love it, because a lot of zombie movies are very slow-paced, and they're very, they're trying to, talk about society and give you, I'm trying to think of the right word off the top of my head, a parallel of modern day society and the problems. And they're using zombies as a symbol of that. And I don't care about that all the time. Sometimes I just want a fun movie, and this movie, Return of the Living Dead, is ridiculously fun. It's got a great cast. The fucking Mortician is one of my favorite horror movie characters ever. That dude kicks ass. It's a lot like...
Oh, dude, I love the Mortician. Oh, my God. What was it? I went to Dragon Con one year. I think it was 2009 or 2010. And there were people dressed up as the people from Night of the Living Dead. And they were just like... And they asked me, it's like, do you know who we are? I'm like, of course I fucking do. And I named off each and every character, including character name and actor name. And I was like, please take a picture with me and for me. And they did it, and they were super nice people. And, it was awesome.
You know that Mortician was in Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, shit. What is it, Don Kaufka?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh, man. He's, like, all those guys have done, like, a lot of weird things. Like, weird good things. Yeah,
very obscure.
Yeah, very obscure, but very iconic. And Return, I like how you mentioned that, because that's also a really big movie in the zombie genre, and very important as well, because that's the first time you hear a zombie say the word brains.
Yep.
And from that point on, you've always seen it on shirts, on everything from that point on, zombies saying the word brains. And that's the first time you hear a zombie talk, or the first time you do see zombies talk in general. And that's when that's where that whole thing came from. Before that, zombies didn't say shit.
They just breathed.
Yeah.
Longingly.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the fucking part where it goes, brains, more brains, and saunters up the stairs.
Oh man, yeah, that movie, I love that movie. That's the movie that's like barely ever on, and you got to catch it just right. It's good. Now there's a whole series to those movies. Now the one you watched is the first one. There's Return of the Living Dead 2 and 3. And then you have Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis, and then Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave.
I'm gonna skip Rave to the Grave just you know.
Well, here's the thing: Necropolis and Rape to the Grave were filmed at the exact same time with the exact same actors, like 6 weeks, like over a 6 week period, and it's just the same people like doing like getting infected by zombies, but in a different way. And I think it was all filmed in like the Ukraine or like it's overseas in like Eastern Europe or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, like and like once you like when you get to 3, tell me, because like 3 is just like 3 is kind of like the tipping point. Either you want to keep going or you want to stop. Like 3 is the tipping point.
Well, my experience with this movie was, like I said, it didn't take itself so seriously. It was so much fun. The effects were great. The story, unlike a lot of zombie movies where it's like the whole world's being affected and infected, this is one of the few where you get to see it on a small scale how it started. And it's so silly. Like my favorite part is the guy goes, "Oh, this is great. This is made by the American Corps of Engineers or something." And he hits it and
yeah,
they just fucking pass out.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. Like and I love where they work and where that happens. It's fucking perfect.
You know that old guy that gets sprayed with the smoke, the one that puts himself in the incinerator?
Yeah, James Karen.
He's in Poltergeist.
Is he?
Yeah, I watched
shit!
Poltergeist because we record this.
Is he dude's boss?
Yes.
Oh shit!
And the other old guy is the dad from A Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right. Clue Gulgray or whatever his name is. Jesus, I don't know. Horrible names. I can't say them.
That dude seems like a cool ass old guy though.
They every now and again they'll do rounds at conventions. Like I've actually met what's his name, James Karen. Super nice dude. Super cool guy. Like he's all about meeting people. Even what's his name? Don Kafka.
Uh-huh.
Super nice guy as well. Very energetic. Very very cool dude.
I want to meet him now.
Yeah, every now and again they'll do a little reunion for the movie, and they'll have them at they'll have a few of them in one place. But very nice people, very cool guys. Always answer your questions. Always answer your behind the scenes stuff. What do you want to know about everything and stuff? Like just awesome people.
Well, we can't talk about this movie without talking about Linnea Quigley and her naked ass.
Oh my god! I have the documentary about this whole franchise, and there was actually a 5 or 10 minute explanation of that scene of like how they couldn't have her be completely naked and completely shaven. Because the first time she did it, she got up and she was in the outfit, just getting up like on the thing, and she was just like fucking naked, like shaved naked. And they had to make a piece that like fit on her in that area so that it wouldn't show anything. It would just be like a fucking Ken doll. Like a Barbie. It would just have to be like just nothing. It was the most hilarious thing. And they actually showed pictures of the first makeup artist they had to do all the makeup stuff. Fucking abysmal. Oh my god! Like the test makeup he did was so shitty and so horrible. Like if they had gone with that guy, we wouldn't know about this movie at all. It would just be like, what the fuck did they do? And like on to the next thing.
Well, the effects are amazing in this movie, especially the fucking tar zombie.
Oh, dude, the tar zombie. Yeah, there's a whole part about how like the guy building the tar zombie and he went through so many different types of material and the way he put the material on on the costume and made the costume for the guy and everything. Like it's a whole thing in itself. But the tar zombie, I think, is all the way through the franchise, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he loses his head in the fucking movie.
He's in part 2 because they open up another barrel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like there's apparently one of them in every barrel.
Well, I'm not in a rush to see the sequels because I want to have like that good feeling towards the original one.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, part 2 is a lot more comedic. Like there's a lot more jokes and it's a lot funnier.
Oh. And I thought the first one was fucking funny.
I mean, I don't know. You may think the second one is dumb, and just because everything's kind of on the nose and not very subtle, that's going to be your take on it. But yeah, I mean, watch the second one whenever you want. Tell me what you think about it. I really want to know.
Well, if Samoan sends it to me, I'll watch
it.
That'll
happen. One movie I've watched a lot recently. It's kind of an honorable mention. Is Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
That was on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I didn't watch it when it came out. I didn't watch it when it was advertised because I was like, oh, okay, zombie movie. Really weird fucking name. Don't care for it. But actually, like, it's solid. Like, I've watched it a lot lately, and it's really solid. Um, Basically, these kids, these high school kids are in scouts, go in the middle of the woods and do their little scout training. Wait for their scoutmaster, who never shows up because he got fucking mauled by a zombie. So they eventually get back to civilization and society, and everything's gone to shit. And one of the first things they do when they get back to society and try to get to this party that they're trying to get to is they see that the local strip club in town, the bouncer's missing out of the front of it. So they sneak in into the strip club, and then that's where you find fucking like zombie strippers.
Oh my god!
And then it just goes from there.
That's the only way you could have made your movie better if it was called Zombie Strip Club Massacre.
Well, it's already zombie strippers.
Oh.
And zombie strippers, like, I mean, just like, okay, you have the name, and then you have Robert Englund, who's the club owner, and you have Jenna Jameson, who's in the movie as well, and who's actually a stripper in the movie and gets naked. So, I mean, like, you have a porn star and porn legend, you have a horror icon, and you have a great fucking name. I mean, I don't know what more you want.
A good film, because I've seen that movie.
It's not good. It really, I mean, I even bought the unrated version, and I was like, oh, sweet, unrated, it's going to be better. No.
I'm trying to think of a zombie honorable mention, because Odd Thomas wasn't a zombie movie, right?
It was not.
Okay, I was just thinking off the top of my head how much I love that fucking movie.
I mean, you could go with that Russian actor and go, Burying My Ex-Girlfriend.
You know what? I'll give Burying the Ex my honorable mention. I really like that fucking movie.
And that's also, I think that's done by Joe Dante? Probably.
Joe Dante is an excellent horror director.
Let me see here. I want to say it is because that's why I loved it so much. Yep, Joe Dante directed it. Yep.
I saw that maybe a year ago on Netflix.
Yeah, and I really love that movie. That's a very good movie. And it's just entertaining as shit. You know, I mean, he was wanting to get with the cool like horror girl in town who has like the
a rockin'
body, bigger tits than his currently dead girlfriend, and is into all kinds of weird shit like he is. Like I love how he works at like this like year-round horror store, which those don't exist anymore. Like they are a thing of the past. That shit doesn't exist anymore. And she works at like a fucking malt shop, and they make like just obscure drinks. You know, I love it.
Well, I like Alexandra Daddario a lot. I think she's like the hottest actress out right now. So I'll pretty much watch anything she's in.
Well,
that's why she gets my honorable mention.
All over her face. Oh, the only thing I like her, but I don't like that she did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
Yeah, that movie's fucking stupid. God.
Oh, I tried watching that. Fuck.
I watched it. I think it was on Netflix years ago.
Oh, man. It's and like they try to make the dates right, but they're off by 10 years. It's fucking weird. They're trying to make it an exact. Like I don't know why they keep going for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like every 5 to 10 years, like, oh, we're gonna do something new with this. It's like you don't make up something different. Quit being an asshole.
The only thing I like about that franchise is the first movie. I think the second one's stupid.
No, once you go past the first one, it's all downhill. Every single bit of it. The first one is iconic. It's I dare say it is the start of the whole slasher franchise. And it's fucking good. I think the first one is. Oh man, I gotta look it up now. Shit.
The first one's 74?
I want to say 74. Here.
Then say 74.
Hey, you're right, sir. 74.
I do know my dates for the big horror movies. I can't tell you what year, for example. I don't know what year Day of the Dead came out. Was it 05? Well, I guess I do know that. Fine. I don't know what year Jaws the Revenge. I do know it. That came out in 1987. Fuck. Okay.
Wow, you're ballsy into horror like I am. God damn it.
There are a bunch of horror movies where I have no idea what the date is that they came out. But my point is, with the big ones, I know them. I know when Friday the 13th came out. I know Nightmare on Elm Street, all these important seminal ones. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, well, it's not zombie related. It's definitely worthy of discussing off the cuff.
Definitely.
So that has been our list of our top zombie movies. My list goes from 5 to 1, and it is Night of the Living Dead, Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead. Nick, would you please read
Let's see, 5 to 1 as well. It is Land of the Dead, Dead and Breakfast, Shaun of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead 1978, and then Night of the Living Dead 1968.
So those are our lists. If you liked our list, give us a thumbs up down in the comments. If you had other zombie films that you enjoyed, tell us. We would love to hear your input and see how similar we are to our favorites.
Yeah, and also post your own list in the comments as well, and we can discuss the differences and why you like them.
Yeah, we'll get Nick over on the Facebook page, and he'll start to, or not the Facebook page. We'll get Nick over down on the YouTube comments, and he'll start to debate you on why your movie's bad.
why you have horrible life decisions and should probably change things for the better.
Yes, by giving into the cult of Return of the Living Dead.
Definitely.
All right, well, I've been Jeff Hicks.
I've been your last standing Samoan.
And we will be back tomorrow with more Schlocktoberfest. Thank you for watching.